Hey Bulldogs, let's see what's happening this week on Code Blue News. Chuck talks about how the basketball team is doing in the tournament so far. Malachi is back at it again with trivia. And finally, Josh sheds light on a special pastor. Now please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. Hey Bulldogs, I'm Amy Yip here with Madison Burnett, and welcome back to another episode of Code Blue News.
Good morning, Bulldogs. Before we start off the show, we would like to ask everyone to join us in another moment of silence to remember a beloved member of the Holbrook community. Miss Clawher, you'll be missed by many.
Thank you. Today's the day Holbrook's very own Bazaar Bots set off to Waterbury, Connecticut to compete in a first robotics competition. After their 3-month build season, their robot will finally be put to the test in the season's game, Charged Up. We'll get more on how the team is doing in an upcoming episode.
Can't wait to see what the robotics team has in store. If you're interested in the Chess Club March Madness competition, please be sure to sign up on the clipboard outside Miss F's room. The competition will be held next Wednesday, March 15th.
Also, the basketball charity night that was supposed to take place tonight has been postponed. We'll keep you guys updated with a later date.
Amy, now that you mentioned basketball, the boys varsity basketball team has made it to the Elite 8 round.
I think we'll have Chuck tell us. Hit it, Chuck.
Perkins to drive to Brown. Brown back to Perkins. 10 to shoot. Perkins for 3. Oh my goodness!
The Holbrook Bulldogs defeated the Falmouth Academy Mariners 70-23 in stunning fashion as they moved on to the second round. Here, they played the Calvary Chapel Cougars, and with the help of some key players, combined with their drive and the willingness to do whatever it takes, the Bulldogs ended up victorious.
To be honest, we had a slow start in the first quarter, so I knew I had to step up and play my role. So I came out, just started shooting, playing good defense.
Well, on the other floor, we was playing good defense, so we got the rebound, came down the court, see the time ticking. Everybody was yelling, shoot it, so I just went with the shot, and luckily it went in. I know that communication is key on the court and off the court with my teammates, and I just love playing with them.
From here, the Bulldogs traveled to the Draper Gym in Hopedale, Massachusetts to take on the third-ranked Hopedale Blue Raiders. Enabled by clutch shooting, intricate preparation, and leadership, the Bulldogs upset the Blue Raiders.
I think we just came in with the right mindset to start off. Versus Calvary, we started slow, and then versus this game, we started slow and really built our way back to battle back and get the win.
My teammates just gave me a lot of confidence going into the fourth. With me missing a lot of shots in the first half, just gave me confidence, and I pulled through.
The motivation comes from the first, in the newspaper, they ranked us as the first upset of the game. So after that, we just kind of built off each other and always motivate each other and pick each other up.
Just be there Friday, 6. That's it. That's it. I want to see like how I look. Huh? For what? Bro, I will play right now. I will lace up right now.
I couldn't have asked for a better team.
March 21st will mark Rock Your Socks Day. Be sure to wear your bright and bold-colored or even mismatched socks in order to advocate for the rights, inclusion, and well-being of those with Down syndrome around the world.
A reminder that daylight savings will be on Sunday, March 12th, so be sure to set your clocks forward at 2 a.m.
Also, remember that parent-teacher conferences will be next Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m., as well as next Friday from 12 to 2:15 p.m.
But you know what's also next Thursday? The return of HMHS's annual Culture Fair. It will be held in the school cafeteria from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m.
To follow up with that, next week is going to be our Culture Fair Spirit Week.
Monday will be Flag Day. Be sure to wear the colors of your nation's flag. Tuesday is T-shirt Day. Wear a T-shirt that highlights your culture.
Wednesday is Role Model Day. Wear something that represents your role model. Thursday is Culture Day. Wear anything that represents your culture. And lastly, Friday is Unity Day. We will all wear blue and white.
Be sure to participate and possibly learn something new about different cultures.
Well, I heard that you can also learn something new with a little throwback segment that we like to call Trivia with Mal. Malachi, take it away.
All right, the first question. How many holes does SpongeBob have? A, 7, B, 30, C, 40, or D, 224?
40.
Come on, that's too easy. B.
D. C.
In his whole body, or that you can see?
In his whole body.
40.
That's correct. Which of these 4 countries invented ice cream? A, Australia, B, America, C, Mexico, or D, China?
D, China.
Australia.
That's easy. A.
The United States.
That's actually disputed, but it's actually the United States. It's disputed, but it is the United States.
The answer I have is D, China. Name as many countries as you can that start with the letter A.
Albania, Australia, Argentina. Does America count or no? It does count, really? Oh, nice. Okay. Algeria, Austria. I think that's all I've got for you.
Does America count?
Yeah, that's
All right, America. Albania. Is Albania a country? Yeah.
I'll give it to you.
Argentina. Did I say Algeria already?
No, you're good. Algeria, okay. 4.
Afghanistan.
Okay, that's 5.
Yeah, that's all I got.
All right, you can't say anything that he just said.
Australia.
That's not a country. That's a country and a continent. It's both.
Exactly. See? So that counts.
No, it's both, actually. Yeah, it's both.
That's it.
All right, you can't name anything they said.
Armenia. Azerbaijan.
I've never heard that country.
Oh, come on, man.
That's literally it. Albania, Andorra, America, Algeria. That's all for now. I know I missed some.
Okay. Who is Holbrook's best teacher? A, Miss McDonough, B, Mr. Risa, C, Miss Welch, D, Mr. Gorman, or E, none of the above?
Oh, that's a good one, because I have to go with my 9th grade counterpart, so I'm going to go Ms. Welch.
According to what standard? Like your opinion?
No, this is like fact, like it's in the handbook.
Okay, this is Code Blue, so I'm going to say Mr. Gorman.
None of the above. The best teacher is Miss Grant.
Mrs. Welch. Or Welch. Welch, right? Welch? Yeah, because,
None of the above.
Yo!
I would
The answer is E, none of the above. What year did World War II start?
That's easy.
A, 1939,
Ask him first.
B, 1940, C, 1945, or D, 1918?
1939.
Yeah, 1939.
1939.
It's 1939.
Can you cut this one out? Miss A is going to be so mad at me. Is it 1939?
That's correct.
Ooh, wow, nice.
Who out of these 4 has the least amount of Grammys? A, Beyonce, B, Jay-Z, C, Drake, or D, John Williams?
John Williams.
Drake.
Beyonce.
John Williams. Who's that?
John Williams.
The answer is C, Drake.
No,
6
Williams.
right, and plus the 6 countries, that's 12.
I do love
Miss Toy got 12 points. That's the high so far.
Champion. Thank you.
Champion.
You
guys want to be in it?
Feels good to have that segment back.
My thoughts exactly. Some upcoming news is that HMHS will be hosting a career panel for the upperclassmen who are interested in pursuing a career in business. Representatives from fields such as accounting, finance, and marketing will be there. If you've already signed up, the event will be next Thursday, March 16th. If you have any questions, be sure to see Ms. McDonough.
On Tuesday, March 7th, the junior and senior class attended a career fair. There, the students were able to meet and speak with employers in various fields like business, public health, healthcare, the military, and web design. Students were able to explore possible career paths.
Anyone interested in playing baseball, there will be a brief meeting in Mr. Walsh's room, C210, at 2:15 on Tuesday, March 14th. Remember to sign up on Family ID and have an updated schedule. Now it's time to bring light on a special someone who's chosen to express themselves to the public. Josh has more on the story.
Bells, community, solace. One cold Sunday morning, the First Congressional Church practices for the day's coming events. From the outside looking in, this seems to be your typical place of worship like any other. However, it isn't the tech crew that makes this place special, but rather the pastor.
I didn't grow up in the church. I came to the church when I was in my early 20s, and the first pastor I ever met, worked with, became someone who was a bit of a mentor for me and started to recognize that I had some skills, some gifts for ministry. So he encouraged me to consider it. And then several years later, there were other pastors that were also making that sort of encouragement for me. My expectations were in ministry, I was going to try to break down a lot of those stereotypes. I was going to help folks know that pastors are just regular people. You know, we live the same lives. I just happen to have a different education and am called into ministry as well.
Mr. Timoth holds an extremely inclusive ministry which strays from historical norms and adds a special twist to his style of teaching.
Not so much my denomination, but in other Christian experiences, I'm an openly gay man, and so that's different than what a lot of other pastors would expect, or a lot of other churches would expect. Within my denomination, it's something that's been celebrated for generations, openly queer folks being ordained into ministry. But I know that for a lot of folks, it's something that's pretty unique.
Though many churches and ministries have openly accepted Timoth's sexuality, he was not always met with support, as more conservative churches have pushed back against his style of pastorship, going so far as to refuse gay couples from marriage.
All the churches said, no, we're not doing that. Until I called the First Congregational Church in Randolph, and the woman answered and she said, why, yes, dearie, we are.
Before his association with the church, Paul fought with Mass Equality to secure gay rights in Massachusetts. Once gay marriage was legalized through Obergefell v. Hodges, however, Mass Equality then asked Paul to search for churches that practice gay marriage, to which he found a friend and mentor through Pastor Timoth.
How I feel about it as far as his sexual orientation, being a gay man, is, to me, it's pretty exciting. You know, the fact that I'm also gay, and, you know, and so for me to be in a congregation such as this and to have an openly gay pastor is very exciting.
He is awesome. I love Timoth so much because he brings a really different energy than any other pastor that I've ever met before. He's really real with you, and that's something that I really appreciate about him. But he definitely has this way of bringing people together and helping us find what we're passionate about and what we can use our gifts for in the best way possible. And that's something that I really appreciate about him too.
You know, I think that we as faith communities have the ability to influence our wider communities and the world in extremely positive ways. Again, I think there's a lot of really negative stuff out there about churches. There's been a lot of corruption in churches. There's been a lot of scandal in churches, a lot of abuse in churches. So for us to be a community that's really positive and loving and engaged with our wider community, wanting to bring about better experiences or change for the better for folks, I think we can have a lasting impact doing that as well. I would say my biggest message for high schoolers is to, as best you can, live your life authentically. Understand who you are, and don't let somebody else put you into a box. Don't let somebody else define how you are to live. Just know who you are and strive to be that every single day of your life.
Pastor Timoth has made inclusivity and acceptance his life's work and leaves behind a lasting legacy of progress. But that's it from me. Back to you in the studio.
Goes to show that you can freely express yourself.
Well, that wraps up this week's episode. I'm Amy Yeo.
And I'm Madison Burnett. See you next week.